Everybody, welcome back to Wicked Sports, and welcome back to At the Buzzer. Jack, how you doing?
Brian, we've been better, honestly, but could be worse. Can't complain. Still the best team in the league, so we're surviving.
Yeah, so we're coming at you after the Celtics lost in some would say controversial fashion to the Indiana Pacers, 133 to 131. What are your thoughts, I guess, on that ending first, and then we can talk about the game generally after that.
Yeah, that's fair. The ending, I think, as LBJ said, was bullshit. Like it was bullshit. I think, for lack of a better term, for so many reasons. I'll start with one being the consistency in calls between the Jaylen Brown call, and then whatever that like piss poor attempt at a three was. I don't know, man. Like Jaylen Brown gets hit, KP contests a shot, and like I would say that contact is marginal at best. And I don't know. That was, as a fan, super frustrating. It seems like everybody around the NBA thinks that's the case, including Buddy Hield, who fouled Jaylen Brown and went up to um, head coach Joe Mazzulla and said, "Yeah, I fouled him." Like what? What can we do? What else can we possibly do to win games?
Yeah, I mean it's tough. That was in Indiana, right? Last
Correct,
night.
of
Yeah,
course.
so
Yeah,
a little home cooking maybe.
yeah. I mean,
That's the conspiracy. I mean, we shared some notes beforehand. I don't know if you want to go full
I'm
into
ready
the
to. Oh,
conspiracy
I'm ready to
theory.
full go onto this conspiracy theory.
All right, let's do it.
I can't remember the name of the ref. I'm gonna find his name as we're talking right here. Um, but I mean, I want to say it was Williams. It is Williams. Was the ref here? Um, and he is from Indiana. He's like, I think the record when he refs Pacers games is like 35-3. Um, and he was the one that made that call. He was the one that overturned that. So I'm not saying I'm calling bullshit, but like, fuck this guy. Like this guy is
Yeah,
public enemy number one.
basically, it feels almost as like legit as if you or I were refing a Celtics game.
Pretty
You know.
much, yeah, exactly. Like if we were refing, like I guarantee you, it goes. Both of those are flip flopped. The result there.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, I don't know. That looks pretty marginal for contact. No, but like it, you can see the uproar from the NBA, like even just on Twitter community, which is insane
Hmm.
because the Celtics have a terrible rap on Twitter for what it's worth. Like Celtics fans,
Right.
like people hate the Celtics, and everyone's like, yeah, that's pretty bullshit. Like
Hmm.
that's saying something. Maybe people hate the Pacers more than the Celtics, and that for me is a win.
At least for now, I'm sure we'll do something
Yeah.
to earn the ire of the league. But let's talk some positives. Jaylen Brown went the fuck off. 40 points, 5
40 piece,
rebounds,
baby.
2 assists. No Jason Tatum last night. So how big is it to have like Jalen step up and prove that he's the guy that we think he is on this show, that we always say he is on this show?
We do. And obviously he's getting those increased looks from Tatum being out. So it's nice to see him do that and still say, hey, like, look at me, like I can do this. Obviously lower on the rebounds and assists. You kind of expect that. He was the number one guy and he shows that he is that 1B type of player. Um, I thought honestly the biggest takeaway for me was Drew stepping up. That's not something we've seen so far this year because of how much and he said it, KP has said it, how much Drew has had to sacrifice for the other four guys that are starting with him. Um, Putting up 21 points, 6 and 6 on rebounds and assists. I mean, you talk about the ultimate glue guy. He's playing what Derek White was doing last year when Derek White has really stepped up offensively and just, as a perimeter defender and as a rim protector, believe it or not. So I think those are my takeaways, right? Is that it's really fun to watch JB play at like high horsepower. And it's fun to see Drew really step up and take on that, like nobody else is scoring. I'll freaking do it role. That's fun to me.
No, absolutely. So, I mean, I guess we can take those positives away from this, game. Celtics looking forward, we're still 28-8. Pretty good, all things considered. It's been a minute since we recorded. I think the last time we recorded were like, God, I want to say in season tournament predictions, like before the first
Yeah.
round even happened. So it's been a minute. But how are you feeling about this team right now?
The Celtics team, I feel really good about. To be honest, I will stand by that. I think the biggest thing that we have to worry about, um, would be depth for injuries, right? We saw the people, no offense to the people we were trotting out, but like I don't love seeing Delano Banton, and even I like O'Shea Brissett, but I think he's got to be a little bit more selective on his shots. Um, I mean, the people that I see us trotting out on nights with just Tatum and Hauser out are really questionable, to say the least. So for me, depth, I'd love to see Brad pull a move off. I don't know if that's possible, frankly. I don't know how much he's willing to give up or who he's willing to give up for that. Um, I think you'll see a lot over just Twitter that a lot the 4 contracts who were not guaranteed fully earlier this week. So those will be trade pieces potentially. So maybe we take on like an expiring con. I don't really know, man. But as it stands right now, if everybody's healthy and we get into the playoffs looking like this, I'm feeling pretty good. You know, we are halfway through the season. Um, I feel really good about the 1 seed. Maybe that's pompous. I don't know. I think given the way the other teams are playing, and Milwaukee started to figure it out a little bit, but given the way the other teams are playing, I think the Celtics should be the far and away favorites, at least from the East, to take home the championship.
Yeah, I mean, I think we talked about it off air. Well, I know we talked about it off air as if we were on air all the time. Um, Most difficult first half of the season schedule,
Yeah,
giving way to, on paper, easiest second half of the season schedule. So that's a good spot to be in.
for sure. Especially with our record, I'm really happy with that. We haven't lost a home game yet, Brian. You know, like that's
It's
insane.
insane.
So
It's just so
if we can
insane.
if we can keep that streak going through the rest of the season, I like our odds. You know, of course, then we'll get into the playoffs and we'll start losing home games to Miami, and then everybody will want to blow the team up again. So,
Of
um,
course.
right, it happens every year. But no, I do think that we are in a really good spot.
Mhm.
Health is we should be very mindful of that. And you saw it, I think, last night with Tatum and Hauser. Um, I saw videos of Hauser still warming up, shooting form was fine, he was drilling threes. And Tatum's designation was essentially injury management, right? So um, pretty much a take a night off type of move here.
It's
So
a long season.
I like that. It is a long
Yeah.
season, and for a guy that gets as much usage as Tatum does, you need. I mean, I don't want to Kawhi load management this, but like you need stuff like that sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. As long as it's in reason. Kawhi
Yeah, it's
would
not
sit
every
out
two
to the
games. Yeah.
playoffs if possible.
Yeah. Plays 1 game, 2 off. It's like, that's a
Yeah.
nice schedule.
No, for real, for real. So, I think exciting things coming. We'll certainly be here to cover it. You mentioned Miami. If the Heat could give the Dolphins some of their playoff bullshit, you know,
We'll
they
take it.
need it. They really need it going into the playoffs. So, other than that, Jack, plug anything you want to plug and tell people where they can find you online.
Sure. Best place to find me is on Twitter, and that's at Jack_Tiernan. So follow me there for my NBA, MLB, NFL takes as we hit the playoffs in the NFL. That's exciting stuff. You can also follow me at Jack Disc Golf on Instagram, sponsored for my 3rd year with Disc Golf 978. Definitely check them out. If you're a disc golfer, I don't know how many of those we have on the channel, but if you play even casually, use the link in my bio to go to that page. Help me out a little bit, help them out by purchasing some discs. So follow me there.
Yes, that's awesome. We'll get that link. We'll put it in the description here for you. Make it easy. Well, unless they'd have to go through your Instagram to get
Nope,
the
I'll
credit
send it
for
over
you.
to you.
Okay,
We'll be good.
whatever. We want to make sure you get the credit for anyone
Sure.
who clicks on it. So,
Click that
yeah,
link, folks, please.
yeah. Please support Jack. Support the awesome company that supports him. And yeah, other than that, you can find the channel on Twitter at Wicked Good Sport. Main channel is Wicked Good Everything. Then our podcasting channel is Better Radio. You can find me on Twitter at the fake BMR, BMARR. Watch me be very sad as the Dolphins complete their collapse in Kansas City this week.
I've got faith. I've got faith. Maybe
I'm
more
glad
than
you do.
Dolphins fans. Yeah, my faith is blind. Your years of Dolphin fandom. I'm sorry.
I saw a video of like a full blizzard in Kansas City today, and I was like, "That's good.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
great.
Awesome. Let's
Love it."
add it to the list.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, Jack,
Of course, thanks for having me, Brian.
and I'll see you all in the next one.